Hey, Cherokee Steve, Cheap Air Gunner channel. I just wanted to do a little review on a accessory related item. I just got it the other day in the mail. What I did was there was a particular area on my Hot Sound Bully where on the fore end of the gun where my left hand would be placed. It just seemed like it's very smooth. It does have some texturing up on the side, on one side of the gun, but the other side and the underneath portion are very smooth. And with me doing my custom camo paint job and going over that with a matte clear coat, it kind of made it even smoother than it normally would be. But the product itself that I got was from Talon Grips. Nice little product, comes in this type of envelope. It was a 5x7 sheet of grip material. So it comes in a 5x7 sheet. This is it. This is the cutout that I made. This is the Pro texture. It comes in a choice of 3 different textures. Rubber. It has a granulated, which is what they describe as a skateboard type texture. You know, very gritty. And then this Pro is a compromise between the gritty and the rubber. It's granulated rubber pieces, and I thought it was a good compromise between having something too gritty and yet giving something more of a firm grip compared to just rubber. It's very, when you press it, it does feel very gritty to a light touch. When you press it firmly, you can really feel how it is rubbery. It does compress and is softer than it appears when you're just gripping it lightly. I do like it. So there is also a choice of colors between the black and an earth tone color. But that's the sheet that you get. It also comes with a nice little Talon Grip sticker. And then on the back of your invoice, it has the instructions on how to install it. Now, they make quite a few versions that are specific to a particular gun. It is quite a few options for different types of handguns where they're pre-cut and pre-formed to that particular style of handgun. With my going on a Hot Sound Bully, that's why I went with the sheet. I thought I could cut it out, exactly the way that I wanted it. It wasn't going to be a standard type shape. One of the things I was really afraid of was that it was going to be difficult to cut and exactly what type of shape I would need. This is the area that I'm talking about here. Get the sling out of the way. Right here on the foregrip area. It does have some wraparound here. And on the other side, over here, but it does have this already textured pattern built into the stock itself. So I had to trim a little bit to go around that. I didn't think it would stick very well with the indentations on the stock itself. It was actually kind of just a guesswork as far as what I was going to use. Wanting the wraparound to come up on the sides and having that narrow section underneath the gun, it just seemed like a rounded off triangular shape was what was going to work best. I grabbed some round objects that I had, paper coffee cup and something a little bit larger than the size of a quarter, and this is what I came up with. Traced it out on a piece of paper, overlapping the coffee cup shape, and then there was a little round part I had at work that, like I said, was just a little bit over the size of a quarter. Used that up here, used a ruler just to connect the outer edges of the circles, and cut it out. Now, I was doing this at work, and I guessed at two sizes. This one is the larger of the two. This one was the smaller of the two. And when I got home and formed these on the underside of my gun itself, the small one was the one that just seemed to be a good fit. Just got lucky. The little cutout for the indentation on the side I put here. I did this right after ordering the sheet, but prior to getting the sheet. So I used this to trace out on the back. I just used some Scotch tape and rolled it up, stuck it to the form I made, placed it on the back of the sheet, traced it out with a Sharpie, and then used an X-Acto knife to cut it out. Now that was one of the things I was pleasantly surprised with, was how easily this cut. Nice sharp X-Acto knife has no problem getting through this material whatsoever. Put a nice piece of cardboard underneath it so I wasn't slicing into my kitchen table, and just cut out along the traced Sharpie that I had. Now in the instructions, and it's very accurate, all of their descriptions of the product and how it behaves, so to speak, is quite accurate. And that's, it's heat activated, the adhesive. So when you're placing your cutout sheet on your gun, it can be lifted and moved around quite easily. It doesn't, although the adhesive definitely is tacky, it doesn't leave a residue on the gun whatsoever until you apply heat to it. So I dry fitted it and then tried to mimic the exact same placement with the backing removed. And I did have to move it a couple of times to get it centered properly. And after doing that, got it where I was satisfied with where it was laying. I basically took a hair dryer, blow dryer, and warmed it up, and then you just press it firmly along the edges and all of the contact points. And that's basically it. You let it cool off. It does have a nice firm placement to it, not going to move. it really feels really good. I really like this Pro texture. It is a really good compromise between adding a tacky grip. This gun not going to slip in my hand, especially at the forend portion, and yet it isn't uncomfortable to my hand. It is textured, yet, like I said, a firm grip, and you can feel it actually compress. So there is a softness to it, and yet a grittiness to it. It all went much easier than I thought it was going to be. The lifting up and the replacement of the sticker was much easier than I thought it was going to be, although, you know, they describe it as being extremely easy to do that. Didn't know, you know, how accurate that was going to be. It was very accurate. The 5x7 in the Pro grip style 5x7 sheet cost $12.50. It's cheaper if you go with one of the other textures, either the rubber or the very gritty granulated texture. I believe those are $9 and some odd cents, just under $10. So it's a little bit cheaper if you go with something other than the Pro Grip, a little bit more for the Pro Grip. I personally think it was worth it. I really like the texture of the sheet itself. The black fits in with the color scheme of the gun more so than an earth tone in my case, but it is available in that earth tone. So overall, as far as the Talon grip goes, I do recommend it. It's easily applied. It supposedly is easily removed. You can't reuse it. Once you've heated it and pressed it firmly into place, you can remove it by reapplying heat. And according to the instructions, there very well may be some adhesive, sticky residue adhesive left on the area that it was, which should be easily removed with rubbing alcohol. And you can go back to the original texture of your gun, or if you wanted to change and redo it, redo the textured grip in a different shape or a different color, you could do that. So really, I like it. I recommend it. It seems to be a really good product. It's made here in the United States. I believe online I was reading that it's you know, everything. It's cut and packaged and all shipped here in the United States. So that's always a good thing as well. Keep people at work and employed here in the good old USA. So again, I recommend it. Very short video, just a little accessory, but I thought it was worth noting and recommending. So I will catch you on the next video. Stay safe, everybody. Shoot safe. Take care.